Do you want to learn how to cut and sew this stunning one-off shoulder dress? If yes, then you're in the right place. Hi soulmates, welcome back to my channel, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to cut and sew this beautiful dress that is perfect for any occasion. So if this is what you're interested in, then let's get started right away, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. So here are the materials I'll be using: my thread, my bias tape, and then the fabric. I'm using 1.5 yards. So I've cut it into smaller pieces like this, and it's in a fold, so I'll be able to cut properly. So the first thing I'm doing here is to get my length. Okay, so I'm marking my length at 59 inches, 58 inches, and then 1 inch for the hemming allowance, the folding allowance. So that is what I've marked. I'm marking here, as you can see. So just go ahead and mark that. Now you can decide to make it shorter or longer, it depends on what you want. On this point, I'm going to take my shoulder divided by 2, which is 8 inches for me, and I'm going to mark that point. Please do not use your pen or a marker if you're using a white or off-white fabric. Then I'm going to take 3.5 inches for my neck width, and then from the shoulder point I'm going to come down by 1 inch to mark my shoulder slope. And afterwards I'm going to take my shoulder to chest line, chest point, my shoulder to bust point at 11 inches. Shoulder to chest for me is 9 inches. I'm taking my shoulder to under bust, which is 14 inches. And then next I'm going to mark my shoulder to waistline, which is 18 inches for me. And then I'm going to mark my shoulder to hip point, which is 26 inches for me. And we're going to connect straight lines across this point. Now I'm using the teacher's chalk because the tailor's chalk I couldn't use it. The fabric shifts a lot, so I couldn't use it. I didn't want it to shift and all that, so I'm just using the teacher's chalk to connect it. I hope that you can see. So afterwards, the 8 inches that I took on the shoulder point, I'm going to take it on the chest line as well, and this is to create a straight line so I can connect it and then find the midpoint of this line. Okay, so you're going to get the midpoint, and from that midpoint you're going to come in by 1/2 inch, and this is to enable us create our armhole curve. And on the chest, and I'm going to divide my bust circumference by 4, which gave me 9.5 inches. My bust circumference is 38 inches, and that is what I've marked there. So I'm going to use my curve rule like this, and I'm going to connect these 3 points together. You can use your free hand as well. Please, like I said before, do not use a pen or a marker, especially if you're using a white fabric or off-white or any other very bright fabric. Next, we're going to take our dart, and to do that, on the waist point, you're going to divide your nipple to nipple by 2 and mark it on this waist point. And then I came out by 1/2 inch on both sides of that mark. And I'm going to take that 4 inch on the bust line down to the hip as well. And then from the bust point, I'm going to come down by 1 inch and then connect it back to the waist line. And then from that waist line, I'm going to come further down by 5 inches, okay? And then connect as you see me connecting. I know that it's not very clear. I don't know if you can see properly, but it's just a normal dart, okay? If you've been following me, I know most of you already know how to do this. So I'm going to take my underbust tightening, and to do that, in the underbust line, or the dart leg there, I'm going to go out on each side. I'm going to further go out by 1/2 inch and connect to the bust point, and then connect it back to the waistline. And when I transfer it to the other side, you're going to see clearly if you can't see it now. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do after I've done all of this is to mark all my body circumference measurements on the points, on the lines that we took earlier. And I'm going to replace the dart intake. I'm going to measure it and replace it, and then add 1 inch sewing allowance. Afterwards, I'm just going to connect with my rule as you see me connecting. So just go ahead and do all of that. And then on the hemline, I'm going to take out 2 inches from my hip measurement and then connect it. My hip divided by 4 is 11 inches, and then I added 1 inch for sewing allowance. So at the hemline, I took out 2 inches from that gave me 10 inches, and I've marked that already. Next, I just went ahead to pin this down to hold it in place like this. So afterwards, we're just going to go ahead now and cut all the excess off. Okay, so just go ahead and cut it off. Like I said, please do not use a pen or a marker when you're drafting. You can go ahead to draft it on a piece of paper, on your pattern paper, and then transfer to the fabric. So next we're going to open it up like this. As you can see, we're going to open it up, and then we're going to use our curve rule to connect from this neck width there, the tip of the neck. We're going to connect. We're going to place it like this and then connect to the other side. All right, you can make it deeper or you can make it come upwards. It depends on what you want. And then on this other side, I'm going to further come in by ½ inch. If you check hers on the dress, hers was open, okay, but I didn't want mine to be that open, so I just came in by ½ inch, connected it, and then cutting off the excess. As you can see, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and cut the excess off as you see me doing. So after that, I'm going to go ahead and then pin this front piece back together, okay, because I'm going to be placing it on the back pattern. So let's go ahead and do that, and afterwards we're just going to place this on the back pattern. So this is the back pattern. As you can see, I made sure to cut the back pattern wider than the front pattern, okay, when I was trying to like share the fabric. So as you can see now, we're just going to place the front on the back. As you can see, just go ahead and place it and make sure to arrange them properly together. Make sure to align them as you can see me doing. And then for the zipper allowance, I made that 1.5 inches. You can do 2 inches or even 1 inch if you like, okay. So I made that 1 inch for my zipper allowance. So you're going to adjust it to make sure that it fits properly, and afterwards you're going to follow the rest of the front pattern and just trim out the back pattern from there, as you can see. So just go ahead and trim out the rest of the back pattern. Just go ahead and cut off the excess as you see me doing, okay. Just make sure to pin it down. If you're using a fabric that shifts like I'm using a Korean crepe, by the way. This is a Korean crepe. You can use any other kind of crepe that you like. All right, so we're going to take off the front and work on the back. Okay, so just going to place one on top of the other like this, and then I checked again and I got my neck width of 7 inches. Okay, the neck width that I took was 3.5, so plus 2, that's 7 inches, and that is what I've checked to make sure that I place my ruler on the right spot. Okay, so as you can see, I just covered up the zipper allowance. Yes, just as I did the 1.5 inches that we added for the zipper. You can see that I placed one on the other and covered it up, right? So by the time we're done, fold it in like this. Whatever excess we have afterwards, we're going to trim it off. So this is it for the back pattern. It's very simple. So afterwards, I'm just going to pin it back. Okay, I'm just going to arrange them properly and then pin it back together. So this is it. So I've placed the front again on the back. So next we're going to transfer our darts. So you're just going to put your pins down like this on this point, on all the dart points. Just put them down. But before that, I'm going to go ahead and then take out, I'm going to divide this 1.5 inches at the waistline. I'm going to divide it by 2 and mark it at the waistline there. And as you can see me connecting, I'm just going to connect like this down to the hemline and to the back as well. This is to enable me eliminate zipper bulge, and then you can go ahead and trim that off. So afterwards, I've just turned this around. Remember, I put pins to transfer my dart. So you're just going to place it like this, follow the pins, and then connect the dart. So you can see how the dart looks like here, because when we did it first, it was not clear with the shock. So with what I've connected here, you can see how the dart looks like. So we're going to I've taken off the front piece, and we're going to do the same thing for the other side of the back piece. Now I am using my pen here because I'm going to stitch it down, but please do not use your pen or your marker for it, okay? It's going to ruin your fabric. So we're done with that. The first thing that we're going to do now is to hold in our dart, and afterwards we're going to use the bias to fix this part, okay? So as you can see here, I've done that. I've stitched down my dart, as you can see, and then I've stitched down this part as well. I've turned the bias, and that is what I've done here. And then I'm going to be using the bias to cover the armhole as well afterwards. So I'm just going to turn it to the back side, and I'm going to fix the zipper to the back side, okay, and do exactly what I've done here to the back. So this is the back. As you can see, I've stitched down my darts just as I did for the front and fixed my zipper. As you can see, my visible zipper, and I stitched it down from after the zipper. I stitched it down, and then I stopped at, I came up by 11 inches. Okay, the opening for my skirt at the back is 11 inches, 1 inch for folding allowance, okay, for hemming allowance. So after that, what I'll have is 10 inches. So next we're going to place the back and the front together. We're going to stitch down the shoulder. Okay, we're going to join the shoulder by ½ inch. Okay, that is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stitch it down, and afterwards I'm going to stitch down the side as well by 1 inch and use my bias to turn the armhole. That is what we're going to do. So as you can see here, I've done all of that. This is a very simple dress. Okay, so I've done that. As you can see, done all of that, and I've stitched down the side, and I've turned it to the right side so that you can see how it looks. So this is what we have here. This is how it looks, guys. So next I'm going to use my hemming gum to hold this together like this. Okay, and then I'm going to weave it. I'll weave them before I use my hemming gum to hold them together. And let's go do that, and I'm going to come back and show you the finished look. Okay guys, so I have here with me the finished look. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. As you can see, I've weaved the sides. As you can see everywhere, I just used my weaving machine to weave all of them down. You can see, and then folded the hemline and ironed it. As you can see, I didn't stitch it, I just folded it inwards by 1 inch after I weaved it and then ironed, and this is what the dress looks like. So this is me on the dress. As you can see how flawless it looks, and you can style this to any occasion. You can style it with your jacket, or you can decide to leave it like this and just do pretty much what you like or what you want, and for any occasion that you want to use it for, it's just perfect for anything that you can see. So this is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This is me just trying to put on a show for you guys because I appreciate you and I love you all. So come back for more, and I'll see you in the next tutorial, guys. Bye.